situation that highlights how unpredictable loose livestock can be in confined spaces. Fortunately, despite the significant mess and structural damage to the display shelves, no injuries occurred. Loose bulls present an immediate public hazard in urban environments. The panic among the pedestrians is entirely justified given the mass and speed of the animal. This sudden interruption underscores the speed at which an animal encounter can escalate. The immediate reaction of the individuals to run inside prevented any direct trampling. The sheer size of the hailstones shown here is capable of causing severe property damage and serious injury. Documenting this from under a sturdy roof is the only safe approach during such intense weather events. Flash floods carry immense force and dense debris, making them incredibly dangerous even for heavy emergency vehicles. This scene demonstrates the extreme power of nature over infrastructure. The wide view gives a clear sense of scale regarding the disaster, highlighting how widespread flooding can isolate parts of a community and complicate rescue efforts. Glacier calving is a spectacular natural event, but poses severe risks to nearby vessels due to the displacement waves. The boats maintain what appears to be a safe distance, but the resulting swell is formidable. This dramatic explosion emphasizes the critical importance of locating utility lines before conducting any excavation work. The force of the blast instantly leveled the immediate work area. Styrofoam is highly flammable and acts as an intense fuel source once ignited. Despite the brave efforts of the people trying to salvage the cargo, the rapid acceleration of the chemical fire quickly made it too dangerous to approach. A tragic loss of architecture. Spire collapses are common in advanced church fires because the structural supports inside the towers are easily compromised by rising heat and flames. This looks like a pressure management failure or a malfunctioning valve release. The worker was directly in the path of the spray, emphasizing the messy hazards of operating pressurized industrial pumping equipment. Wood turning carries inherent risks if there are internal flaws or cracks in the material. Fortunately, the operator was wearing a full face shield, which likely protected him from sustaining severe facial injuries from the flying debris. Even at relatively low city speeds, hitting a wheel or a fixed object at a specific angle can easily cause a high-profile vehicle like an SUV to tip over due to its higher center of gravity. Massive infrastructure failure occurs instantly as the street completely collapses into a giant sinkhole. The sudden loss of ground support drags a large container structure directly into the abyss, leaving a heavy trail of dust and smoke. Rapid asphalt collapse. The collapse expands rapidly, swallowing section after section of the asphalt. A white vehicle parked on the edge remains precariously balanced right at the drop-off as the earth completely vanishes beneath the adjacent lanes. City intersection caving in. A bird's-eye view captures the true scale of the disaster as an entire city intersection caves inward. The multi-lane roadway fractures and slides into a deep canyon, underscoring how vulnerable urban surfaces can be to hidden underground erosion. Intense street flooding transforms a regular roadway into a fast-moving river. The sheer volume of water quickly builds enough hydrostatic pressure to buckle the asphalt, completely submerging parked cars and trapping nearby pedestrian traffic. Bystanders scramble away in panic as a massive mountain landslide sweeps down toward a local village. The dense wall of earth moves with enough momentum to easily crush anything in its path, blanketing the entire valley in thick dust within seconds. Rockfall filling the valley. An unexpected rockfall completely fills the valley, obliterating structures and roads below. Onlookers watch from a distance as a torrential wave of mud and boulders alters the terrain, cutting off communication lines and isolating the area. Village buried under debris. The devastating aftermath shows a community entirely buried under a massive field of gray boulders and mud. Lightning strike near kayak fishermen. A quiet day on the water takes a shocking turn when lightning strikes right next to a pair of kayak fishermen. The blinding flash and immediate thunderclap serve as a stark reminder of how fast open water can become lethal during a sudden storm. Rough sea surfing near rock formations. This is an incredibly risky spot. The power of the water coming off the stone walls makes control nearly impossible. Luckily, as the disclaimer notes, they managed to escape without injury, but getting caught between rocks and heavy swells like this is a recipe for disaster. Glacier calving and tsunami wave. While spectacular to watch, being this close to a calving glacier is highly dangerous. The sheer volume of ice crashing down can easily generate localized tsunami waves capable of capsizing small vessels instantly. Kayak fishing shark encounter. Kayak fishing for big game brings you right down to eye level with apex predators. When a shark that large thrashes against a kayak, there is a very real threat of tipping over or taking direct damage to the hull, leaving the angler highly vulnerable in open water. Movie stunt train crash. This looks like a controlled Hollywood-style movie stunt set up in a disused quarry, reminiscent of scenes filmed for Mission Impossible. The precision execution ensures that no one was on board, resulting in a spectacular, completely safe visual effect. Train versus truck level crossing collision. This highlights the absolute danger of stopping on active train tracks. Heavy cargo trains require a tremendous distance to come to a full stop. Drivers should never enter a crossing unless there is clear space to exit completely on the other side. Forklift mishap with small tractor. This is a classic example of using the wrong equipment for the job or neglecting proper load securing protocols. Forklifts have strict center of gravity limitations, and lifting uneven, heavy vehicles without secure rigging almost always results in a tip-over. Drone chased by an alligator or crocodile. Wildlife is highly unpredictable and often views low-flying drones as either a threat or a meal. Harassing animals with drones is not only illegal in many places, but as seen here, usually results in the total destruction of the expensive electronic equipment. Charging bull near a riverside beach. Mixing large crowds of unstructured public gatherings with loose bulls creates chaotic and high-risk environments. The river served as an effective barrier for most people, but the speed and unpredictability of the animal makes serious trampled injuries a constant threat. Elephant demolishing an excavator. Wild elephants possess unbelievable physical power. When they feel threatened or agitated by human encroachment and machinery, even heavy steel construction vehicles are not strong enough to withstand their anger. High-speed boat race crash. Hydroplane racing is incredibly hazardous because the boats rely on a thin cushion of air to slide over the water. If the nose gets angled even slightly too high, aerodynamics take over, causing the boat to literally take off and flip, a catastrophic event at speeds over 100 miles per hour. Cargo plane water drop. This demonstrates incredible low-altitude piloting proficiency. These drops require precise altitude and speed control to dump thousands of gallons of water effectively to combat wildfires without impacting ground hazards. High mountain flash flood mudslide. Mountain flash floods are exceptionally dangerous because they carry heavy debris like rocks and trees, acting like a battering ram against infrastructure. The onlookers are standing at a safe height, but the raw power of the water below is mesmerizing and terrifying. Scene 13. Serene glacial landscape. A beautiful, peaceful contrast to the earlier chaotic scenes, highlighting the majestic but quiet nature of glacial landscapes when they're not actively calving.